And she said because Lala says that she brings home a girl with her sometimes after story time.
That camera probably picked it up.
Like 2 feet right beside me.
Well, hopefully it'll walk right in front of the camera.
Twice, something's going off right next to me.
If that was you, can you make that noise again? That was weird. I don't know what that was.
I know that downstairs she's been known to play in the stacks in the bookcases when our cleaning lady works at night.
Are you playing hide and seek?
It feels very, very playful. But it's still uneasy when you come in contact with the other side.
What was that? 2.
For centuries, people have debated the question of an afterlife in which the spirits of the deceased roam here on Earth with us. It is our passion to turn that question into an answer. My name is Ryan Zackrell.
Someone poke me? Who was that?
I am joined by my 2 best friends, Dave Gear.
I've never been scared to the point where I fear my well-being. That's 2 times in 1 hour.
And Steve Hummel.
I've seen things, I've heard things in my lifetime that still makes my skin crawl. And this night is surely one of them. It is. And I wouldn't trade it for the world.
We're here at the Webb Library here in Morehead City, North Carolina. This is Sandy. Sandy, what do you do here?
I'm the director here, have been for 8 years.
Okay. What's some of the interesting things that happen after hours here at the
Well, this whole business of thinking that the web might have some spirit energy in it occurred because at the very beginning, when I would come in the morning, the art books would be on the floor and they would be opened and face down and the pages would be all smushed up. So,
like destroyed pretty much.
well,
Or
not
tried to.
destroyed, not negatively destroyed,
Okay.
but just they were dropped and the pages were mushed. So they didn't just fall out. They,
They were going through them,
well, maybe.
maybe.
So I was there one day and I was muttering to myself, and there was a woman sitting at the computer, and she said, you might address the energy in the building. And I said, okay. Now I'm from Massachusetts, so I have a certain amount of tolerance for peculiar things. But anyway, so she said because she saw people going through. She was a sensitive. She saw people walking through the building when it used to be an empty lot, and they were in fishing gear and they were going to the promised land to fish. This is what the downtown waterfront is called. So I said, okay. And she said, but you can't just think about it. You have to say it out loud. So after this had happened several times before she gave me this advice. So after everybody left, I made my statement. If you want to move the books, that's fine, but please don't put them down. They cost $150 a piece. Please don't put them down and mush up the pages. And the next day, the books were on a table. They weren't on the floor, and they weren't mushed up, and they never got mushed up again.
Okay, Karen, so this is actually a rather old building. It was, from what it says, it was built in 1929. So what was it used prior to it actually being a library?
Prior to being a library, a little history before that, there was a home on the site that will be traced back to the Webb family, which is this is the Webb Library. And we're one of the only structures in Morehead City that has a basement, and that is because of the home that was originally on this piece of property. To answer your question about what this building was used for, at one time it was used as a textile training facility upstairs, and there were doctor's offices downstairs. And then during World War II, when we had all the UT boats offshore, this was used as the burn annex for the hospital, which was right across the street from here.
What type of people would be sent to like the burn annex? Would that be like severely burned people? Would that be? Or
Well,
would be...
with all the firefight and everything during World War II and the submarines, and there was a lot of fire, people burned with the fires, with the fighting offshore, and so yeah, there would be some severely burned people here, and I'm sure there were quite a few souls lost away because of infection and having the ability to fight infection.
There was a mom who brought her daughter upstairs. Lala is 2.5 years old.
Okay.
And she came upstairs and she was just kind of wandering around, and I asked what the problem was. This was just like 2 weeks ago. And she said, well, there was no problem, but she thought she'd come up and see what the building was upstairs was like when there weren't any kids around or anything. And I said, because? And she said, because Lala says that she brings home a girl with her sometimes after story time. That a girl comes home with them. She doesn't always go home with them, but she goes home with them a lot. And then on Saturday night, they had been at the concert down the street, and Lala came by and said, nobody denied. And she was outside the building. She said, nobody denied. So I did explain to the mother that she did not have to take anybody home with her if she did not choose to.
Right.
That she could simply make a statement when they walked out the door, everybody stays in position. Nobody, we don't want you to come home with us, although we appreciate. What I did was I put a spin on it and said maybe it was to protect Lala. But Lala just merrily goes on her way.
Huh.
And we have another child who comes in here who is tutored, and she came in and she asked her tutor if she didn't ask, she said, this place is haunted.
Wow.
And so
pretty direct, huh?
yes, and so the tutor asked the parents whether they had discussed that or not, and the parents knew nothing about it because they didn't know the history of the library. And the tutor also thinks that there's a child who attends the tutoring system who is not alive.
I think it's female as well.
Female. It seems to be a young girl.
The bottom part of her outfit has been described with like white lace, like petticoat and lace-up, button-up boots. I know that downstairs she's been known to play in the stacks, in the bookcases when our cleaning lady works at night. She's sensed that, and other people have sensed that child. And we have a tutor actually who tutors in this room, and she always feels like there's a child presence in this room when she's tutoring the children. And there's always this chair she never goes to because she feels like that's where that child always sits.
The history and hauntings of the Webb Library have been laid before us by Sandy and Karen. We must now reflect on the information before our investigation can begin. With the apparent military ties to the building, as well as the land, we decided to visit and pay our respects to one of the most important military forts of coastal North Carolina. Fort Macon, built from 1826 to 1834, still stands as a testament to the strength of the military past of the area. The fort was designed by Brigadier General Simon Bernard and was built to protect the Beaufort Inlet just off the shore of the mainland. At the outbreak of the American Civil War, North Carolinian militia captured Fort Macon and began to fortify it for war. The Confederates would hold the fort for just 1 year before General Burnside would sweep through North Carolina and down the coast. On April 25, 1862, Union forces began the assault on Fort Macon. The fort was bombarded with heavy siege guns for 11 hours and tore holes in the powerful fort. The fort crumbled under the might of the Yankees' new rifled cannons, and 560 rifled cannon rounds crashed upon the rebels from all sides. Confederate Colonel White surrendered to Federal troops on the 26th of April, 1862. The fort remained in Union control until the end of the war. In the years following the war, the fort was used as an active military prison, which held prisoners of war. The military prisoners were held captive here until 1877, when the fort was deactivated. But in 1898 it was once again used to house troops during the Spanish-American War. After 1903, the fort would not see men of war again until the outbreak of World War II. From December 1941 to November of 1944, Fort Macon protected the coast by housing artillery troops. The only casualty from these 3 years came when soldiers needing to keep warm in the winter mistook powder-filled rounds for solid shot. Rolling them into the fire, the shells exploded, tragically killing 2 men. This was referred to by many as the last shot of the Civil War. The fort became a state park in 1946 and has taught many visitors of its extensive and violent history. We contacted the administration and attempted to gain permission to do a full investigation, but unfortunately, due to the disrespect shown in the past by some paranormal groups, they did not allow us to investigate. From here, our journey continues to one of the oldest cemeteries in the country. Known as the Old Burying Ground, this cemetery dates back before the United States was even a country. The cemetery was established in 1731 and has housed the bodies of these poor souls for almost 300 years. So we pulled up and we found this old cemetery in Beaufort, North Carolina, and it is old. It dates back to 1731, which is over 40 years prior to the United States actually declaring independence from Great Britain. So this cemetery is one of the oldest cemeteries on the East Coast, and it is very beautiful, but it is kind of creepy to walk around here. A lot of it's grown over, and a lot of these tombstones are not able to be read. A lot of them are so old you can't read the dates, the years, the names, anything. But it is an amazing experience. Here you will find bodies of settlers, colonists, Americans, and even the remains of a British naval officer buried standing in salute to His Majesty, King George III of England. Just to come to a place like this, it's so surreal to see all the graves, all these places these people were buried where they died. It's unlike any other feeling you'll ever find. So, and that's what we believe with Paranormal Quest. We believe that it's not enough to go out and read about history. Go out, find it, experience it. That's the only way you can truly understand history. So, and once you truly do experience the history, you'll never ever want to learn about it any other way. But the most peculiar grave was an anonymous grave that we stumbled upon by complete accident. So we were walking around the cemetery and what we found was actually the grave of a little girl. It has no name on it. It has no information as to what the little girl did, how she died, or anything like that. But
we'll definitely get the research done. Someone around here will know what happened.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, and it's interesting because the headstone is what, Steve? It looks like a piece of...
It's just a piece it's so old it looks like a piece of driftwood.
Almost like a piece of driftwood. It also says down at the bottom that she was buried in a rum keg at the bottom of the grave there.
Yeah.
So that's actually really interesting, and we're going to try and see, because that's not really that proper of a burial. We're going to see if we can try and communicate with the spirit of this little girl here.
Absolutely.
So we're going to do a little daytime EVP session, and maybe we can capture something
there
here.
There are a few people in the other end of the cemetery, but obviously we want to know what we're hearing. So
yeah,
hopefully we don't get too much contamination. Plus, there's an air conditioning unit right here.
Yeah, the only thing that we have really is that air conditioning unit right over there.
We can't really get that turned off, so.
But we're going to just try and chance it, because they said that there's not really anything available as far as investigations go here in this cemetery. So we're going to try and get a little bit of an EVP session done and see if we can capture anything. EVP session.
Run 2.
Did you already record?
I haven't started yet.
Okay.
You're saying we're running 2.
Yep, we're running 2 recorders. So
we can cross-reference it.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and hit record on yours because mine's already recording. Okay, and
mine's running.
Counting down so these recorders are synced up. Starting EVP session in 3, 2, 1, go. So we're going to go ahead and set these recorders right here on the gravestone with a lot of some of the other toys and stuff. The various toys that you can see are being displayed around this area. So I'm actually going to set it right here beside... Man, this thing's been pretty actually... There we go, set it right over here. All right. Steve's right over there.
All right, sweetheart. I know you probably get a lot of visitors. We would like to know your name. What's your name? We have a lot of really nice toys here. Which one's your favorite? Can you tell us?
Yeah, I mean, all we can really do is kind of speak up so that the camera can hear you. And that audio is a little better than you think.
Well, I mean, I'm talking with the cars.
Oh, yeah, with the cars for sure, people walking past. Birds, everything.
Come and keep you company for a little bit today.
Because of the AC unit causing a significant amount of background noise combined with other factors, we were unable to capture any responses or unexplained voices. Though we did not make any captures when it comes to paranormal evidence, this visit was not a waste. The old burying ground has spoken to each of us in its own way. The pure, raw emotion felt within its fences has left us in awe. Each of us owes one death, and the journey that lies after that death still remains a mystery. The answer to that mystery is here, scattered among these headstones, and of all the other headstones and grave sites across the world. Maybe one day we will uncover that mystery. For now, we must go in search of answers between the bookshelves of the Webb Library. A building full of history and hauntings awaits us tonight.
What's the year? This device in my hand with the red light on it. That's how we won't be able to hear you. We may not be able to respond right away to you, but if you have a message, you can say in this device. We will do our best to keep up with you and converse with you.
Steve walking. What was that? It sounded like this door. We're here to play with you all night. And play whatever game you want. That's what I was just saying. It feels like, you know, I'm getting a weird vibe from down there.
I don't want to move from here.
We're here to play with you. Play whatever game you want to play.
I wasn't scared, but I mean, I guess in a way I was, but I don't know. It's just like I didn't want to move and run into somebody. It's the way I felt.
Right.
Are you playing hide and seek? If you're playing hide and seek, we can play hide and seek with you if you'd like. If you would like to play hide and seek with us, could you say yes? Closer to this recorder here. I'll put it right around the corner here, so you don't give up your hiding spot.
Feeling something weird back behind me.
Okay.
Steve?
Yeah.
Do exactly what you just did before. And turn your head to the left when you turn around.
Like that?
Yeah. I believe I may have seen something there beside you.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure though.
Over the course of our investigations, Dave has proven himself to be very talented at spotting these strange light anomalies on the LCD screen of the camera, which is not an easy task. This time, Dave spots a glimmer of light to the right of Steve's head, but upon further investigation we can see that this is but a mere reflection of my infrared light as I spin around to further look into the strange feeling that I was experiencing coming from behind me. So we can say that this light anomaly is debunked.
Did you pick up anything down there, Ryan?
I felt something weird behind me. I'm going into this room, okay?
Okay. What did it look like?
What was that?
Two. What did it look like?
What was that?
What did it look like?
What was that?
What did it look like?
What was that? If that's you,
Come here.
you don't have to be afraid of us.
See, I was leaning against this and not causing any noise.
Okay.
Can you make it rock?
We're going to keep looking.
We're gonna find you.
You might wonder. It's kind of weird.
What?
What if she has anything to do with that little girl who's buried in the wrong barrel?
I don't know. It's weird that that popped into your head.
It popped in my head like earlier today too.
Though this connection may seem very far-fetched, it is not hard for us to make the connection between the little girl that has been seen in the Webb Library and the little girl that was buried in the rum barrel at the old burying grounds. Just the same, it is not hard for us to make the connection to Fort Macon, seeing that the Webb Library was a burn annex during World War II. There were 2 men who were killed and others who were severely burned in an explosion of an old Civil War, powder-filled cannon round. Could all of the locations that we have visited on this trip be somehow interconnected?
We're gonna play with these toys, okay? Can you move one of those toys?
Someone was walking up behind me.
Really?
I didn't hear it. I felt it. What do you have to say? This is not a weapon. This is just it's a device that records voices.
You don't have to be afraid of us. We're not here to hurt you. We're here to be friends. Can you make a knocking noise?
I thought I heard that chair move. You did?
Yes.
Awesome. I hope this is a good night, man. Dude, I heard this, but like on the arm of that chair. Is that funny?
You startled us.
Do it. Can you do it again?
Dave's camera just picked up a strange disembodied voice, which sounds like a female moaning or sighing. This is very strange because Dave and Steve believe that they have been in contact with the spirit of the little girl who has been toying with them in the bookshelves. I was just down the hall from them, and when I play back my audio, I do not hear a single thing. This verifies that this strange sound was not me, and it also verifies that whatever this strange sound was is unexplained and may not have come from our physical world. Here is the enhanced audio of Dave's camera.
Is that funny?
You startled us.
Here is the enhanced audio from my camera. We can play hide and seek in the bookshelves. You want to do that? You can go out here and play with Steve, okay? And here is the enhanced audio of the two cameras synced up.
Is that funny?
We can play hide and seek in the bookshelves.
startled us.
You want to do that? You can go out here and play with Steve, okay? Whoa. You can go out here and play with Steve, okay? You can go out here and play with Steve, okay? Could this be the spirit of the little girl trying to communicate with Dave and Steve? To make things even more strange, just after Dave's camera picked up this disembodied voice, I began to feel a spiritual presence in the room that I was in. You can go out here and play with Steve, okay? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whew, I got a strange static charge. All the hairs are standing up on my arm. They're all standing up. Feels really weird. It's almost like there's a charge in the air right around me. It's really... Yeah, that was me. It's kind of creepy in here, you know, there's feelings. It's not scary, it's not negative. It feels very, very playful. But it's still uneasy when you come in contact with the other side. There's anyone behind me. In our experience, paranormal activity rarely comes in the form of a single piece of phenomena. One experience leads you to another, just as every choice in life leads you to a different outcome. Let's take a look at the series of events that led us to this point. Steve walked down the hallway by himself as an effort to make communication. Dave and I heard an unexplained sound come from the door next to us.
Sounded like this door.
As we investigated the noise, Steve felt drawn toward the bookshelves and soon felt surrounded by spiritual energy.
I don't want to move from here.
We're here to play with you. Play whatever game you want to play.
I wasn't scared, but I mean, I guess in a way I was, but I don't know. It's just like I didn't want to move and run into somebody. Is the way I felt.
Right.
I felt a presence behind me and was drawn to the room down the hall.
Feeling something weird back behind me here. I felt something weird behind me. I'm going into this room, okay?
Dave and Steve heard a shift in weight on the floor from across the room and went to investigate.
We're gonna find you.
Just as they were walking away, they heard the chair behind them move.
I thought I heard that chair move.
This was swiftly followed by a knocking sound that came from the same chair.
I hope this is a good nightmare. Dude, I heard this, but like on the arm of that chair.
When Dave and Steve asked who had done it, Dave's camera picked up the strange disembodied voice.
Is that funny?
You startled us.
Do it. Can you do it again?
This then led to an immediate spiritual charge in the room that I was investigating.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I got a strange static charge. All the hairs are standing up on my arm. It's kind of creepy in here. You know, there's feelings. It's not scary. It's not negative. It feels very, very playful. But it's still uneasy when you come in contact with the other side.
Imagine, if Steve had never come down this hallway, we may not have captured or documented any paranormal occurrences at all.
Hey, Steve. Your light.
No.
Save your light.
Do you know of the little girl that everyone's been seeing around here?
It might just be the air conditioner. I thought I heard scuffling over there.
Document that.
If you were afraid of Steve's light, now's your chance to come over and talk to us.
Didn't mean to scare you if it did. Just helps us see. If the little girl's down here, is this your hiding place when you play hide and seek with the other people? Might have been sweat, but I think I almost felt something touch my cheek.
Really?
It might have been sweat though. But it's weird. It's like right here.
Is it like
It felt like a fingertip. But like I said, I am sweating.
that's weird? Could be that.
Not gonna jump to conclusions on that one. If your little girl, you're down here.
I just got like freaking jolted with a static electricity. Like all the hair on my arms is standing up. Yeah. Like it's so strong right here, dude. I don't know if you can feel it or not, but it just feels like I got like jolted with this energy.
Is my path clear, Dave?
I
I
guess.
see this board right here, right?
Yeah.
That's the board that's on it.
Is that you?
We're not gonna hurt you. Do you see something back there, Dave? A little bit of light.
No.
I saw something disrupted. Nothing?
Not that I.
Are you messing with us, Nick?
I swear, I saw, I don't know, there must have been some eyes, but.
Have about 20 seconds left on this battery.
We got stuff happening. We're gonna switch the batteries out really quick. Alright, the light's off again.
We're in your element.
Hey Ryan,
Yeah.
on this one, can't you even record with the screenshot?
Can't have what?
Aren't you able to even record with the screenshot?
Yes, on that one.
Okay, I'll go ahead and shut that, so is it still recording?
Yeah, red light's on. That's what it means, right?
Yep.
All right, we're on pitch black, Nick, or whoever's down.
Oh my gosh, I still have all the hair on my right arm that's holding this recorder. All of it's just standing up right now.
Hopefully we'll get him some.
I don't know what it is. Every time the lights go out, it's just like this energy goes through me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like what was in the original lockup section of the prison.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, but it sounded like whistling.
Wasn't.
Chirpy sound, something or other.
Is that you?
Because we are unable to shut off the air conditioning unit that is in the basement, it is making it increasingly difficult to capture audio evidence in this basement area. Luckily, throughout the rest of the library, the air conditioning unit is almost completely silent, so this is the only area where we have this audio contamination.
And I'm right now getting chills to the max, like you were getting. Head to toe. I mean, it's like, can you see this, Dave, at all? Am I getting goosebumps because I feel chills all over me?
Can't really tell.
Like both legs, both my arms, my neck, my chest, my back, everything. Top of my head. I can feel my hair. I'm not touching anything. I can feel here. I don't feel any cobwebs at all.
Is that you, Nick, or is that the little girl? Who are we communicating with?
I mean, I keep feeling something's coming at me right now. I really do. I'm not trying to be close, but I feel like it's just like jolting out at me. I don't even want to look over here right now.
Something just like, I almost felt like a brush on the side of my face right here on my cheek.
I felt it on the back of my head.
And we know this is stuff that can't be documented and you can't understand what we're feeling and what's happening, and you can't witness that from behind through that camera and through your computer screen. But what we want you to know is that whenever we do this, some of the best investigative tools that we have are our own bodies. You know, your body can feel whenever something's out of place, whenever you have something come up on you, you can feel it. And by us telling you what we're feeling and letting you know what we're feeling, it may not be able to be proven or documented, but to us, it can almost be proof to us.
Just as fast as the energy in the basement had materialized, it subsided. At this point in the investigation, we decided it was time to check out the second floor. While we investigated the second floor, we thought it would be a good idea to leave a camera on the first floor. Just 1 minute into the recording, we captured a strange sound. It sounds like someone walks up and touches the tripod that the camera is sitting on. Could this be the spirit of the little girl playing with our toys.
Who are these paintings of up here? They're very beautiful paintings. Who are they of? These shutters do make noise in here, so you're going to have to make a noise loud enough for us to know that it's you and not the shutters. Was that the shutters?
It shows. Document every time we end up hearing the shutters, I feel a draft of air from my left side, so definitely some air displacement.
Are there any burn victims up here?
God, Stevie scared me. Sorry. There are two devices right here in front of us. One's got an orange light, one's got a red light. They're not going to hurt you. I'm sure you've probably seen them before. They're going to help us hear you, what you have to say. We may not be able to answer you right away, but if you do answer us, we will do our best to get back with you as soon as we can. What year is it for you? What year did you die?
We continued to investigate on the second floor for the remainder of the night, with no paranormal evidence and no unexplained occurrences. We decided, as the sun was getting ready to rise, to conclude our investigation of the Webb Library. We came to North Carolina with the intentions of furthering our quest to answer the age-old question of what happens to us after we die. This area did not disappoint. The ocean is a vast and mysterious being, just like our existence. Just as the waves crash against the shore, so do the lives of so many people. This trip has been both enlightening and confusing, but one thing is for certain. If you are looking for ghosts, you can find them on the coast.